The SOMO Racing Series is on the air. Live from Homestead, Miami, it's the Portside Jaguar Land Rover Cup Series Championship Round. Tonight, we crown the champion of the world.
Or at least the SOMO.
Or at least for SOMO. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, joined with me by my partner in crime, the mouth of the South himself, Mr. Scotty Brinson. Scotty, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. A little cold down here in the South, but not quite as cold as it is where you are. But to us Florida people, it's definitely cold outside. So just trying to stay warm down here, brother.
Well, if it doesn't get you warmed up for what tonight's going on, I don't think anything will. As we've got four guys ready to slug it out, Scott.
And it about got warmed up before we ever got started tonight because Chris Samard unfortunately had a big hardware problem today where he was getting some kind of blue screen. It wasn't the blue screen of death, but it was another blue screen that was basically just not allowing his computer to boot up.
Yeah, I had that too. It was the last Windows update kind of had me bent over a railing. So I'm thinking he had the same or similar issue anyways.
I was going to say, it sounds like he was too, and it literally would have felt that way. Losing a championship after racing in a season that started back on February 8th at Daytona for the duels, and then the 500 was on February 15th, which was the season opener. They've literally almost been working a full calendar year to get to this moment. And if it would have come down to losing it that way, man, that would have been tough to swallow, Tony.
Oh, absolutely. You take a look at who you've got in the championship final round. You've got Chris Samard, Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell, and Adam Baker. The four winningest drivers in SOMO history, battling it out one race. Whoever finishes ahead of the other three will be crowned the champion tonight.
And between the four of them, they have 26 wins this season out of the 36 races.
That's impressive. That is very impressive. Sick. Yeah. Before we get going, we do need to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting the Southern Motorsports series here. Of course, we're talking about Portside Automotive, Portside Jaguar Land Rover. For all your auto repair needs, you can trust the skilled service professionals over in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. You can give them a call, area code 843-375-2702. We do need to give a big thank you to the folks over at Top City Travel for all your travel needs. No matter where you're looking to go, get a hold of Top City Travel. They'll get you a really good deal no matter what you're looking to do. And, of course, our very good friends at Coffee and Glitter Mom. You can find them on their Facebook page, Coffee and Glitter Mom, on Facebook. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is just around the corner. It's that holiday season. We're still knee-deep in the Hanukkah holiday. Kwanzaa is on its way. Christmas is on its way. My birthday is on its way. Hint, nudge, wink. So, if you're looking for that special gift for that special someone in your life, Facebook.com, Coffee and Glitter Mom. But they're already getting after it in qualifying, Scotty, so let's go live to the track now.
It's going to be a short field here tonight. We just got them here tonight.
It's okay. It's a short field. That way, we're letting these guys really race it out as Samard currently sitting atop the pile with a 31.50.
He sure is. Talk about being motivated, huh?
Absolutely.
Not getting in any practice didn't affect him at all.
Well, he didn't get in a lot of practice. He got in some as the session started, but he didn't get in a whole ton of it.
Well, that's what I mean. He didn't get a chance to practice at all today, and he was trying to scramble to get his computer fixed. So, pretty solid job for Mr. Samard.
Absolutely. Going to be interesting to see how it plays out if they get a long run in of how he's able to adapt to the setup they've got in the car tonight. And one of his contenders, Seth Hatchell, actually all four of your championship contenders sitting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hatchell sitting second quick, Adam Baker sitting third quick, and Mayato goes fourth quick.
Yeah, and everyone has recorded their time. So once they
Well,
complete their second laps here, then that's it. Qualifying's over.
yeah, pretty much
That
done
was quick.
already. Very quick. So we are going to take this quick moment to, as soon as I can find it, there it is. We're going to ask that everybody please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats. As good friend of both of broadcasting, Mr. Terry Adams brings us tonight's national anthem. Well, that is going to do it for qualifying. As Scotty, let's take a quick look at our excuse me, our starting lineup tonight. Starting up on the pole, one of our chase contenders out of New England, Mr. Chris Samard. He's joined with the Illinois native Seth Hatchell. Row number 2 is going to see New York's own Adam Baker joined with the Canadian crippler himself, Keith Mayato. Andrew Melvin out of the Midwest, and the Carolina kid, Jay Felton, going to start in row number 3. Row 4 goes to Ron Holyfield and Georgia native Paul Zoda. Mike Ames and Larry Hollowell are going to be starting shotgun on the field as we've got a very short field tonight, Scott.
Yeah, this might be the shortest field I've ever covered on a sim race.
Not the shortest one I've covered, but definitely darn close to it, as I do know a lot of guys probably shying away from this one because they don't want to be that guy. And we all
Yeah,
know what we're talking about when we say that guy.
and I always looked at the other way, whereas people should come out and support the league and support the race because you know 10 is not very many, and there's a lot of folks that could have came and supported this that were here earlier in the season, and it would have been a far better field as far as that goes. But these guys, the 10 that showed up, they're gonna make a hell of a race out of it, especially with these 4 that are competing for the championship. It's just a shame that the league hasn't gotten more support than they have as the season's wound down here.
It definitely, and it kind of it doesn't speak for the quality of the caliber of drivers that this league has. Some of the
No,
best of
not
the
at all.
best you're going to find here in SOMO. These guys are willing to lay it on the line every race. As the field working its way down the back straight over here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Quick look at the weather. And I don't know what you're talking about, Scott, because it's 78 degrees with 104 degree track temperatures. They're rolling into turn number 3. So if that's cold to you, you need to put a sweatshirt on, kid.
Only an iRacing. It ain't the 70s outside. I can promise you that.
Well, things are about to get real hot on the track as the field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in Homestead.
The championship is underway. A season's worth of work comes down to tonight. 4 guys looking to bring home the title.
Absolutely. As Samar jumping out to an early lead. You got Hatchell and Baker and Andrew Melvin side by side right now with Keith Mayato down the back straightaway.
He sure is. He goes, what title? I come here to win this race.
Looking to play spoiler tonight.
None of these guys have to win the race, too. Let's just point that out. They just have to beat the other 3 guys. So if there was a lot that were to happen, it's just the guy that finishes the best here tonight is the champ. Let's
Absolutely.
point that out ahead of time. You don't have to win the race.
Absolutely. And we are, of course, talking about the top 4 right now as they're running. That's Samard, Hatchell, Baker, and Mayato. Rounding out your top 10, you've got Melvin, Felton, Zoda, Holyfield, Eames, and Holloway.
Oh, yep. Let's also point out that these guys do not have a reset. So if something were to happen, that's it, man. They're going to have to sit on pit road and get it fixed and just hope for the best. And if we were to have a big pileup, this is why I was talking about it, you don't have to win the race. If these guys were all get into each other with no resets, man, it would be pretty wild to see who wins the championship at that point.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, because I haven't been with a lot of the SOMO broadcasts this year. They've got a rule in this league that if you're on pit road more than 5 minutes, you're kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's just automatic. They've got a program running in the background where it's running on a clock. So there's no human element involved in it. It's set to DQ you at 5 minutes, and as soon as it hits the 5-minute mark, you are DQ'd. Even if you don't have any damage, if you just go on pit road and sit there for 5 minutes, it'll start counting you down. So you're literally on a 5-minute clock anytime you pull into the pits.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing, because then you don't have somebody... I need to choose my words carefully here. We've seen it in other leagues, let's just put it that way, where somebody will sit in the pits for, endless laps, come out with a semi-damaged car, and possibly help determine the outcome of a race.
Yeah, we almost saw it on Wednesday night, last night. Almost.
I'm not saying it did or didn't happen, but I'm just saying we've seen it in the past in other series. As Samard right now showing the way, Hatchell looking to get that car in clean air. You see him trying to find where Samard's not running, and he's putting that advanced auto number 8, try to get it in clean air to get some clean air to the front of that car to help get it to turn.
Yeah, and Hatchell's getting closer and closer. And tell you what, man, Seth, he was the last man in. And, I called the race last week under the premonition that he had to win to get in, but that was not the case. He wound up getting in on points. And, man, if he were to win this thing, last guy in, and then to win this thing, and here he is, he's all over Samard.
Well, he's got to watch his mirror, too, because Adam Baker's all over him, too.
Yeah, Adam Baker's no slouch or no stranger to Big Lane here, the all-time wins leader here in Southern Motorsports, and the guy that's won the second most races, sitting back there in 4th place. I think just kind of taking care of his stuff right now, letting these guys run hard up here, and that's Mr. Keith Mayato in the 09.
Absolutely. Now, the one thing I did notice during the hot lap session is as these guys start to get in later into a run, and they start to have to run higher on the track to not have the car get squirrely or push like a dump truck, you're really flirting with disaster up on that high line, especially coming off the corners. I've seen more than one guy eat the safer barrier on the corner, on the exit of 4 and the exit of 2, a lot during the hot lap session.
Oh, right now they're really starting to feel the wear that's being put on the tires. This place is definitely known for eating up the tire, and they're going to have to take care of their stuff. And that might be why Samar's got the pace he does right now. He might be just trying to protect those tires a little bit, not pushing it for everything it's got right now.
Absolutely. But, this, like you said, this track second only to Darlington with how abrasive it can be. on a set of Mr. Feelgoods.
Oh, there's some other ones out there definitely abrasive as well. The old Michigan definitely eat them up pretty quickly. Atlanta, Vegas, definitely Vegas. It's notorious for eating up tires.
Right, but as far as ranking of what tracks, as Hatchell has a little pucker moment coming off of 2. That car was a little bit sketchy at the exit of 2. But as far as rankings of the worst on tires, as far as tire wear tracks, you got Darlington here and then everything else. I mean, yeah, there are some bad tracks, but these are definitely some of the worst tire wear that you're going to see.
And I think that's got to do with why Samard's running the pace. Just trying to take care of the tires right now, and he's going to force them to pass them on the bottom. And if they go down there and do it too many times and fail, then they're going to have burned up their tires, and he knows that. So he's controlling the pace of the race right now. And by the way, we do have 2 stages tonight, folks. If you're just joining SOMO for the first time, tuning in. Lap 45 and lap 90 will be the 2 stages. I think he's going to get him now. Samard way up near that wall, almost into the wall. And we got a new leader here at Homestead as the 8 of Seth Hatchell has taken over the lead from Chris Samard. Here goes Samard right back on.
I was about to say, it looked like Samard just let him go, but it doesn't look like that's really the case.
I think that's where and he lost a little bit of momentum there coming out of the curve, but that's shows Samard may have been saving a little bit of that tire for him to think that he could do that.
Absolutely. Now, the one thing I did talk to Paul Zota about, stage points don't mean anything tonight. There's no points, period. It's whichever one of those 4 guys you just saw in that shot, whichever one of those 4 finishes in front of the other 3, that's your champion at the end of the night.
At the end of the race, not the end of the stage.
Forget the stages. Stages only count for, giving these guys a chance to get 4 Mr. Feelgoods on the car. That's the only thing it's for, is tightening up the field, getting 4 Mr. Feelgoods on the car, and, maybe a drink of water.
Here comes Mayato making his move. Just moved up into 3rd base, so he's trying to anyway. He's trying to complete the pass.
Baker hanging strong in that 2nd lane, trying to keep it wound up a little bit. Checks up, lets Mayato get the position, knows it's way too early to be battling real hard. Mayato flirting with disaster off of 4, though.
Moving up a spot, 1 spot closer to the ultimate goal. He won the most races this season with 11 of them, so he's highly motivated to get up and win this race tonight, which that's what it looks like it's going to take. You don't have to win the race to win the championship, but right now that's what it's going to take.
Very much so. And the 4 of these guys are just flat walking away from the rest of the field. Is there a 2.5 to the good from, actually it's a 2nd from Adam Baker to Andrew Melvin. Yeah, there you see Melvin in the background there.
There's Jay Felton back there with him and hanging on. They're not too far back. I mean, it's a long way back to Paul Zota, but they're barely hanging on here, but they're hanging on.
As we're watching the 2 teammates go at it right now, is Samard leading Mayato, that's 2nd and 3rd on track. Seth Hatchell in front of the 2 of them, leading this event. So,
hey, you got to crank it up, Cam? You want to crank it up one time for the fans here early on?
Unfortunately, I don't have a crank it up cam.
I guess we won't crank it up then.
No, but what we can do is we can see just how hard Keith Mayato's having to drive, because I do know that the boys in the truck put a helmet cam on Keith. So,
ooh, yeah, he just had a big check up there. He almost run right into the back of his teammate there. Samard lost a lot of momentum coming through the corner, and Mayato had to check up, not to plow into the back of it.
Well, just watch his hands and look how rock steady he is on that steering wheel.
This is where he almost run him over last time. Look at that momentum he gets. Side by side with him now.
If there's one place Samard seems to be struggling on this track, it looks like it's turn 1, the entrance to 1. It's almost like he's not able to really pick up his turn-in point just quite right. And a little sideways off of 4, good grief. And that's what I was telling you about earlier in the run, is once you've worn all the goodie off the tires and they're 20 laps in, the goodie is long gone off these tires. You're flirting with disaster on that second lane with that safer barrier coming up real quick.
Well, they're likely going to be able to make it to the green flag, or to the first competition caution, so they will not have to pit before then. But Samard lost a lot of momentum coming out of the corner there. My Auto's pouncing, trying to get second place now. There he goes. That's Samard's weak spot right there, right through the center of that corner. He's going to try to make a run for it here coming out of the corner, though. He's been able to do that, get a big run off corner by running that high side. He's side by side again with My Auto. You know My Auto wants to make short work of this. He's going to burn up tires the longer this takes. There, he's got him. He's got him cleared now. Ooh, Samard up that wall. Got to get off that wall, Chris.
Another coat of paint on that safer barrier, and Chris would have been in deep trouble.
He's been flirting with that wall all night long. And Adam Baker, we haven't heard much noise from Adam yet. I think he's just kind of riding back here right now. He sees the bigger picture. We got a long way to go. 155 lap schedule here tonight. And Adam's just kind of riding right now. He knows you can't win the championship right now on lap 22.
But you sure as hell can make your night a whole lot more difficult.
Oh, hell yeah, you can. Whoa, and Samard, a moment there. Baker's going to be able to get by because of that.
So if any of the fire suit manufacturers out there are looking to help a racer out, I think Chris Samard just changed the flavor of his current fire suit and could use a new one.
Yeah, and here comes Melvin and Felton. That's what I was saying, man. They were hanging out. They're slowly reeling these guys in.
And that was the question that I asked you during qualifying, is what's Samard going to be able to do in the longer run? We're 23 laps in, and he's fading quick.
Well, usually Chris Samard is one to just kind of hang back and pace himself. And I think he's going to have to go back to that game plan in that third stage. I think this will be a learning lesson for him. He went out here, he barbecued the tires up. He's paying for it right now. Fortunately for him, we got 2 competition cautions tonight, so he could even try a different kind of strategy there in the second round. But either way, I think he's got to go back to what got him here in that third stage and play the long run and do what he does best, and I think that's his best shot.
Absolutely. And Andrew Melvin has gone pit side.
He sure has, so maybe they do have to pit. Maybe they can't make it on fuel. They only run 70% fuel here. I thought they could make it, but apparently they cannot.
What are the stages again?
45 and 90. So basically 44 green flag lap, and apparently they don't have enough fuel to do that. So,
well, either that or Melvin tagged something, and I'm not seeing.
No, he's splitting it up.
No, it looks like he might have a little bit of damage on the right rear quarter of that car.
Let me go back and see.
Could just be the paint scheme, but it looks like he might have some damage. No, Mike Ames is in too. Yeah, there's no damage on either one of those cars.
And no, he just did. So yeah, they're all gonna have to make a stop. That adds a wrinkle to it. That means they'll have to make a pit stop in the second stage as well. Unless it's, just a couple laps short, and then, because of those extra caution laps in the second stage, they may not, but be something to watch for.
What we're going to find out is Seth Hatchell is just flat checked out. Okay,
he sure has.
So Baker and Mayato are both in. Hatchell just goes in now. So it looks like 27 laps is almost bingo.
Yeah, that's more than halfway in the stint, so it's time to come in. The longer he stays out there, he's just losing time to these guys that got fresh tires, so
yeah.
Samard's in as well. And
That's going to hand the lead over to Larry Holloway.
Samar gained up some track position there. Look how much closer he is to the leader than what he was out on the track. So not too bad by Chris coming into the pits.
Well, he definitely charged the line, that's for sure. Let's see if anybody's going to get popped for speeding. Baker was down and away in 14.4. Mayato 15.4.
Hatchell's out.
14.5 and 14.5 for Samard. So
here come the leaders. So they're off. Samar's going to get passed by all of them. As is Hatchell. And here comes
3 wide.
Yep. Hatchell's going to fight him off. I can't believe he was able to get the thing up to speed that quickly.
And on cold tires, but here comes Baker.
Yeah, but Hatchell's going to have fresh tires once he gets it up to speed. I'm impressed with how quickly he got that thing up to speed. There he goes. Look at that.
Absolutely. But this battle for the lead is really tightened up here. As Larry Holloway, still showing the way, has yet to pit 30 laps into his stint.
He's hoping for a caution.
Yeah, he is. I don't think it's going to happen, kid.
He'll probably run it dry and then make a pit stop then. Lead a few laps. Get some notoriety. There's only 10 in the field, so hell, everybody should lead a lap.
Absolutely.
Got 7 of them left on the lead lap. Mike Eames, Paul Zoda, and Ron Holyfield a lap down.
Which that should change when Holloway goes pit side. And Ron Holyfield only took 2.
Yeah, because they'll make another stop at lap 45. So just trying to save a little time on pit road. They're going to stop again. They're going to get that competition caution. So.
As we're watching the battle right now, this is the battle for second and the battle for the championship. That's Hatchell, Baker, and Mayato. Hatchell showing the way. Baker sitting in second. Mayato all over Baker, though. Mayato to the inside. Just bombs it in there, gets it to stick. Baker knows he doesn't have anything for it, drops in behind him, getting the pull down the back straightaway. Not close enough to make anything happen going into 3, though.
Mayato going to stay up on that high line and try to save those tires a little bit.
No, make Baker go to the inside and burn the tires off.
That's right.
What's impressive to me is Larry Holloway is 33 laps into his fuel stint.
Yeah, it's 70% fuel, so on a full tank, these guys can do 50-plus laps at a mile-and-a-half track. So 70% is still a pretty decent amount.
Right, but if you take a look at the lap times, he's 2.1 seconds off of what just Seth Hatchell just put up.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. As long as he can hold on to it. The fuel's going to be close. I mean, if he's saving fuel out there, he might be able to stretch it.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Somebody coming out of the pits just up the road in front of the leaders here.
Looks like Ron Holyfield.
7. Yep. Well, Ron Holyfield. He's going to get down out of their way.
He's got a lot of damage on that car, too.
Yeah, he does.
He hit something hard.
He have that when he...
Say again, Scott?
I asked if he had that when he pitted.
I'm not sure.
If not, that was the result of those 2 tires.
Probably.
Well, here comes Baker applying the pressure to Mayato. Hatchell starting to get away again here. Hatchell looks like he's going to be the guy to beat on the long run, so these guys are probably going to want to see some cautions, which I don't think we're going to get other than the competition cautions.
With the level of skill that's in this league, it would surprise me if we see many cautions tonight other than the 2 competitions.
Yeah, I don't think we will. I mean, we only got 10 cars in the field. 12 of them already have damage, so they may go out by then. My Auto flirting with the wall up there now. Here comes Adam Baker trying to get a run on him. I think these guys are just ready for the competent caution now.
Absolutely.
Axel's pretty much gotten away, and they know they pretty much don't have nothing from him at this point.
And Larry Holloway is still 11 seconds up the road, so... At the pace that they're reeling him in, I don't think they're going to catch him before the competition caution if it stays green.
We'll have 6 more laps before that caution, so if anybody's going to do any passing, they need to hurry up and get it done. Mild doing a good job with Baker behind him right now. Baker was trying to put some pressure on him, but he's starting to get away from him again.
Well, not only put Baker behind him, but put some distance between them, too.
Yep.
And it looks like Samard's starting to reel Baker in, so Baker may have burned his tires off a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Well, maybe that's Chris Samard switching up game plan, too. Like I was saying, Samard's usually the guy that's hanging back and saving the tires, and he'll catch you after 40 laps. So he was trying to go out and do the opposite there on the start, take the pole and be a rocket ship right off the start. It wasn't working for him, so maybe he switched it up already.
It's a good possibility. We're going to find out in about 100 laps.
Some of these guys also watch the broadcast, so.
True story.
I didn't think about that when I was saying all that, but.
And Holloway has gone pit side.
Yep, so that tells you that he cannot make it on fuel. They're just short, so that tells me that here in this second stage, there might be some guys that try to stretch it, but boy, I don't think any of them championship leaders will. That'd be a hell of a gamble.
Yeah, that's like putting, $1 million on green and hoping it comes up on a roulette wheel.
Yeah. No thanks. I'd rather bet on the Raiders. I'm going to lose either way, so.
Hey, I'm not much better, man. I'm a Bills fan. I was going to say, I'm not much better, but I'm a Bills fan, so.
I can yell at Derek Carr if things don't go well. I can't yell at nobody at the casino because it's my own dumb ass fault that I went in there and put $1 million on green. So who am I going to yell at?
Hashtag not wrong. As the battle for fifth starting to heat up, it's Melvin and Felton slugging it out right now. And is Trading Paints being a pillock to me again, or is Jay Felton running an all-black car?
All black. He's been doing that for a little while.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just Trading Paints being evil to me again.
We got the white flag until the end of the stage. Next time by will be the checkered flag for stage number 1, the green-white checkered. Or the green and white flag, I should say.
Sure.
Now it looks like they're going to finish Hatchell 1, Mayoto 2, Baker 3, and Samard 4. But we got 2 more stages to go as Seth Hatchell goes through 4 and wins stage 1 here in the championship race here at Homestead for SOMO.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but the reason that they're still doing stages is even though it's only whoever of these 4 finishes in front of the other 3 wins the championship, there's still points for the rest of the field up for grabs.
I'm guessing. I'm not sure how that's working, but yeah, I'm guess they're still sorting out the rest of the field as far as the points go. So, but as far as the championship tenders, there's no stage points here tonight. No points that matter. It's the man that finishes in front of the other three that will be the champion. And right now, it's currently the 8th of Seth Hatchell as we end stage number 1 here at Homestead Speedway.
And judging from what I'm seeing in the grass, that would explain why Ron Holyfield's car was as messed up as it was. You saw the grass stains coming off of 2. Good grief, what a ride that must have been.
Well, here they all come, coming to pit road again to get 4 Mr. Feelgoods. They got to be careful here. This is one of those tracks, especially where Seth is at right now. He needs to back off a little bit. He could get a penalty here for passing the pace car.
Yeah, that's something he's really got to be mindful of.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's real close to the pace car here. He's definitely want to... Yeah, there he goes. Let the pace car go a little bit. Pretty close, though. You got to be mindful of that here. You got to be mindful of the other cars out on the track, too, when you're coming down that pit road there, because if you pull in front of one of those cars or pull in front of the pace car, it will black flag you.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you just tuning in, this is the Portside... this SOMO Racing League Portside Jaguar Land Rover Cup Series. The series, of course, being brought to you by Portside Automotive. And trust all your auto repair needs to the skilled service professionals at Portside in the greater Mount Pleasant, South Carolina Metroplex. You can find them at Shipping Lane. You can give them a call 843-375-2702. Whether it's your brand new Jaguar or Land Rover or your trusted Ford, Chevy, or Toyota, trust the service professionals at Portside.
Good news, no penalties handed out.
Great news, no penalties handed out.
Yeah, that'd have been devastating. I mean, with only 10 cars, you'd have definitely had plenty of time to recover from it, but it's definitely not good for the old psyche.
True story. As
Nor are those white lines. Stay off of them. Trust me.
why am I thinking of the 80s hip-hop song?
Which one?
White Lines.
I don't remember that.
I'll link you to it after the broadcast. Oh, you mean when you changed the flavor of your own fire suit last night?
Yeah, I damn near dropped all last night, but man, I held on. It only bobbled. I got a knee down.
Yeah, you got a knee down. The only thing is we're playing rugby. There's no dead ball.
Thankfully, I didn't fumble, though. Man, that was... You talk about one of those moments, and I'm sure one of these drivers is going to face a moment like that in this race. And I can talk from experience of racing stage car and professional IndyCar driver all season long for this championship. It's been brutal every week. It's mind draining. There's been, I don't know how many sweat sessions. And it only takes one mistake in this race right here tonight for one of these guys, and he could hand away a championship. And I damn near did it last night, but I recovered, thankfully.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out next week at Road Atlanta.
Well, just going back on this race a little bit, I think we may see that here tonight. I think the pressure will start to mount, and I think we may see some mistakes before this is over, and I think it may play a role in how this all shakes out.
Well, let me just point out what I've been seeing so far. As far as from what the drivers are experiencing is Hatchell taking the outside lines, lights go out on the pace car. Samard right now has nothing to lose. He's probably just happy that he made the start with the computer problems that he had that started last night.
Oh, no, he wants to win it.
I know he wants to win it, but...
He wants to win this thing. He came to win.
I understand that. I understand that, but you've got to think that, you know, it was a big weight off his shoulders just to get the computer back running to the point where he could get into the session. So,
oh, yeah.
You know,
come out the pole.
Right. Step one, complete. Everything else from here is gravy. Seth Hatchell, the last car in, you know, everything else from here is gravy. Baker and Mayato, the two winningest drivers in SOMO history, the pressure's on those two, especially Mayato, who's your defending series champion.
Yeah, you know Keith wants to win this. So does Baker. They all want to win. All four of them are just as hungry as the other three. So that's what I said. I think we're going to see something happen here at the end before this thing is over that may dictate how this all shakes out.
Pace car's in and we're underway. Yeah. Hatchell got a great restart. Baker not so much. And here comes Samard on the high side.
Look at Mayato. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Samard. Mayato back to fourth. Samard up second, so he's recovered.
Well, he's recovered so far. He's still on for Mr. Feelgoods. Let's see what happens in about 15 laps, because that's where he really started to fall off.
If he can just take care of the tires and keep those guys behind him and pace himself and do what he usually does, I think we'll see a better sprint with Samard this time around. Whoa. Almost made contact with the wall right there.
That was Samard.
Yep.
If he didn't touch it, another coat of paint, he would have been in deep doo. Not seeing any missing paint off the 77 yet, but that was definitely a pucker moment for sure.
Believe it or not, there are other cars in the field, and we got Paul Zoda back here applying some pressure to Braden Johnson.
Very much so.
Zoda out here tonight for the championship.
I love the fact that he's gone back to the monkey butt pace car.
I think that was by popular demand. I mean, he had his best results. He was running pretty good there mid-season.
Arguably greatest sponsor in history. And how about Andrew Melvin holding his own right now?
Melvin's done a good job all night long to just hang on to the tails of these guys. I think if the runs were just a little longer, it would play into Andrew's hands because we've seen him get stronger on these runs. But he's doing a good job of hanging right there with all these guys, as is Felton. Talk about Jay Felton, man. This is a guy that early on this season, he wasn't having that good of a year. As the season wound down, this guy, he made an unbelievable plunge for like a 10-race, 12-race stretch to race his way into the chase. He was not going to make it before that stretch, and he got in, and he was damn near the last guy. He almost got Seth Hatchell's spot, but Hatchell got that fourth and final spot. So kudos to Jay Felton and all the improvement we've seen out of the 9 over the end of this season.
Well, every race that I've seen Jay Felton run, you know, he's always been top 5. So if that's any indication of what these guys have to look forward to next season, Jay Felton's going to be definitely one of the contenders when we're here a year from now.
Well, look at these top 4 up here. Are they not all over each other? Or what? You want to talk about a championship yet to be determined? 1, 2, 3, 4. All these guys are the 4 guys determining who will be the champion here tonight. And here they are, all within a tenth or 2 of each other, on top of each other.
These guys look like they're on the New York State Thruway trying to come home from work right now.
This is 10 laps into the tire stint, too, folks. We just didn't restart 2 laps ago. We're 10 laps into it.
And I'd like to point out that from Keith Mayato in 4th to Andrew Melvin in 5th, it's 0.8 of a second. So these guys are really starting to stretch their legs right now.
Yeah, it's on now. But we still got another competition caution, so they're really not racing for the race right now because we're still going to get that guaranteed caution. So, but they're showing Seth Hatchell right now that, you know, you pulled away from us in that first stint and you dominated, but you're not going to do that here in the second stint, at least not yet anyway. He may, as the tires go on here and the tire fall off, really starts to affect some of these other guys. But right now, they're not letting him get away.
Now, the one thing I do want to say is Ron Holyfield saw the lead pack coming and just immediately dove down the access road to pit lane. So heads up driving from Ron Holyfield tonight. You know, trying to just stay out of the way, let these guys race it out. So good on you, Ron. I know, you know, probably not the race you were hoping to have tonight, but definitely good on you. Heads up driving, sir. My hat's off to you.
Yes, sir. Don't want to see any lappers having any kind of doing with anybody out here on the track. Hollyfield actually took it behind the wall. He's done for the evening.
Well, it's been a rough one tonight, so it's kind of understandable for him.
First and only car out of the race so far. We started with 10. We're down to 9. Still a championship to determine.
And it looks like Seth Hatchell's starting to stretch his legs a little bit as Samard trying to hang with him, but not able to really do so. He's having to run that lower line to get that nose into clean air, and it's starting to burn the tires a little bit more than he's probably wanting to right now.
Yeah, but I think they're just worried about just Seth Hatchell close right now, and they're learning right now. This stage would be my learning stage if I was these guys. I would learn what I can do and what I can't do, and try some different things. That way, when stage 3 starts, when it really counts, you got a little bit more information.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but the one thing I do want to point out is you take a look at the nose on Adam Baker's car. You can really see it on Baker's car more than the other cars on track. Look how much tape they're running tonight.
I hadn't really paid much attention to it. It's the same for everybody, so.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You could see it more on Baker's car more than anyone else's. Just the amount of green on the nose of that car.
Yeah. First time I really paid any attention to it, but yeah, there is quite a bit on there.
I'm really surprised they're running that much tape here.
Well, they're getting away with it. Nobody's blown up. And these guys have been relatively close to each other, so this is almost like a drafting race here. These three have pulled away from my auto. My auto is just beginning to fade. I'm kind of surprised he's fading that much, but I don't even see him anymore here on my triple screens, so he's faded back quite a bit.
He's a full second off of Adam Baker right now.
Yeah. Shocking to see him that far back.
Well, he could just be going into tire save mode. But he could have been paying attention to what we were talking about in that first stint with how close Larry Holloway was able to get to finishing the stage under green on that one tank of fuel. He might have gone into fuel conservation mode.
That might be what it is. He's definitely backed the pace quite a bit. He might have realized that he didn't have the pace on the tire, and that might be what he's doing now. But he's starting to fall into the clutches of those guys behind him, Andrew Melvin and Jay Felton. They're slowly reeling him in. Maybe Keith just realizes he's going to conserve his energy, right? And he realizes that, you know, they're going to throw a caution again. So there's no sense in using all of his mind power right now, wasting it right now, wearing himself out. You know what I mean? Kind of pacing himself. Who knows?
Yeah, Keith's good at doing that.
Because I don't know what else it would be. It has to be one of those, saving fuel or just, you know, realizing that we got a long way to go and we're going to get at least one more caution. So I'm not really going to put myself in jeopardy right now, be up there as close as he was to these guys.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing any damage on that Motorcraft Quick Lane Plus in 09, so.
He hadn't hit nothing. He's just dropped his pace off for some reason. And I'm thinking it might be the fuel. I'm thinking he might be trying to stretch it to the end, put himself in position to be the leader when the third stage starts.
And we all know that when Keith Mayato gets to the front of the field, you got two chances of getting by him. Slim and none, and Slim's got his coat on.
Well, you got to try something. When something's not working, you got to try something different, though. I think that's what he's doing right now. I think he's switching up the game plan in the middle of the game.
Very much so. As quick rundown of your field, Seth Hatchell showing the way, Chris Simard, Adam Baker, Keith Mayato, Jay Felton, Andrew Melvin, Mike Eames, Paul Zoda, Larry Holloway. The of the cars still running, Ron Holyfield has put it behind the wall.
Yep, the only one. Well, for only having 10 cars, it's at least been an entertaining race in the sense that these guys have made it entertaining of staying right on top of each other for the most part. So we haven't seen anything as far as lead changes go, but stay tuned.
It's still early. There's still a lot of racing left to go. And it looks like Baker's going pit side.
Sure is.
Baker, the first one to blink.
Now, if we don't see my auto in the next couple laps, then that tells me he's going to try to stretch it all the way to the end. And that, man, you want to talk about throwing some dice. I will take him to Vegas with if he does this. Because I'm going to Vegas in 2020 for sure. So I will buy a Keys ticket from Canada and get with me if he pulls this off by doing this.
Well, let's find out. As Samard's going pit side. Felton's going pit side.
No sign of my auto staying out.
My auto stays out.
I'm thinking he might be, that's what he might be doing.
Rolling the dice, that's for sure.
We'll find out. I mean, he's really dropped off the pace here. I think he's even going to let Andrew Melvin go here. That's what it's looking like. And he's making no signs of coming to pit road. So Melvin's coming. My auto's not. I think he's in it now, Tony.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he has called an audible. He's put Peyton Manning and called Omaha, and he's in it now.
Well, Omaha is when there's only 10 seconds left on the play clock.
Well, probably what it feels like to him right now, that he's got to do something because what he was doing wasn't working. So it's time to change it up a little bit. He wants to put himself in position to be the leader to start that third stage. Because you're right, once he gets out front, it could be a different story.
Well, we're going to find out here as he's 24 laps into his stint. And it sounds like we're going to go on board with Keith just to see if he is gone into fuel save mode. It sounded like he was clutching going into 3. Let's find out what happens. He is. He's clutching going into the corners. He's gone into full-on fuel conservation mode.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. And he just went by Seth Hatchell. Seth Hatchell just now coming out of this. Adam Baker's coming up on him too. These guys will not have enough time to catch him and get back all the way around the track and catch him again within these next 18 laps. It's just not going to happen.
And you listen to how far, if you're, listen to how far he's on the clutch pedal.
Yep. He knows he's got to save. It's a hell of a call, man, but
he's on from probably 20 yards before the turn in to maybe 20 yards past the apex of the corner. He's on the clutch. He's saving as much fuel as he possibly can right now.
Worst case scenario, if he's just got to slow down to where he's just got to let everybody go on by, we're going to get that caution, and he's going to be all right because we only got 9 cars in the field. So you got to stay out of the wall, though, drifting up near that wall.
And it looks like Zoda's doing the same thing.
At some point, he's going to have to get back in the gas, though, because these guys will be gaining a lot of time on the track. So he's still got 15 laps until they throw the caution. So to make it work, he's definitely going to have to get back in the gas at some point.
Well, if you take a look at what Mayato's last lap was, it was a 34.3. Adam Baker's last lap was a 31.6.
Yeah, he's saving a lot of fuel, though. He can improve his time a little bit.
Oh! Andrew Melvin just pounded the safer barrier coming off of 2.
Larry Holloway just behind the wall. So that's our second car out of the race. We're down to 8 cars left here in this championship race. As we're approaching halfway. A couple more laps and we'll officially be halfway through this race. 75 laps down, 155 to go. Just a couple laps away from the halfway point.
The one thing I got to give Keith credit for right now is he is consistent. His last 4 laps, 34.33, 34.33, 34.33. The only downside to that is Adam Baker is 23 seconds back and turning lap times of 2.5 seconds quicker per lap. As we
That's what I
are,
said. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit. He's going to have to pick up his pace a little bit. But like I said, even if it doesn't work where he can't get it done, which, you know, there's a possibility because he is losing so much time and saving so much fuel. I didn't think they could, but with him saving as much as he is and riding that as long as he is, and he's giving up a lot of time on the traffic, so there is a chance in that sense. But he's trying. He's trying to make this work, Tony.
absolutely. But let's take a look at what's going on with your battle for fourth on track right now. Samard applying a lot of pressure. I'm sorry, Hatchell applying a lot of pressure to Chris Samard right now.
You got to also take into consideration as time goes on here, they're going to experience more fall off too, the rest of the guys on their tires. So I don't know if they'll be able to continue to make up as much time as they were making up early on in that tire stint.
Well, they're already dropping off a ton, as Baker's last lap was a 32.1, and Keith Mayato's last lap was still, say it with me, folks, 33.9. So
nice.
Mayato picking it up a tick from a 34.3. Yep. So he's starting to pick it up, and Baker's starting to fall off. So he could pull this one off.
Yeah, it's looking a little better now. They got 10 until the end of this stage, so they'll throw it at the start of lap 90. That's 10 more full laps. So if he can make it 10 more laps, he's golden.
But how about Chief Cook and Bottle Washer here in the SOMO Racing League? Paul Zota currently sitting in second place on the same fuel strategy as your leader, Keith Mayato. You got to give the two Ford drivers in the field a lot of credit for making this work right now.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to catch Zota. Mayato, I'm not sure. We got 9 laps to go this time by, and he was 16.4 last time by. So the lead is dwindling, but so are the laps. And at worst case, it's only going to be Adam Baker maybe that gets by him. Samard might get by him too. I don't know if all 3 of them will get by though. So
you mean by Zota?
By Mayato.
I don't think they're going to catch Mayato because they've got to get by Zota first.
That's what I'm saying. That's if they do catch him, I think it's only going to be Baker to get by.
But got to give big props to Paul Zota for making this work too.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Zota's got nothing to lose. Why not try it? You saw Keith doing it. Why the hell not?
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, that's a strategy that you've got to know going into the start of the stint that you're going to try it. It's not something, you know, when green flag stops, start about halfway through, it's like, yeah, I'm going to start saving fuel now. Yeah, no, that's too late. This is something Zota was thinking at the start of the stint. So good on you, Paul. Definitely good on you.
Keith waited a little while. That's why he was saving so much and saving as long as he was, because he was racing it up for a little bit there early on in this stage. So, and then he changed it up. He called an audible about halfway through. He saw that, you know, what he was doing wasn't going to work, so he wanted to try something different. So he's just got to make it around here 7 more times. That lead is dwindling, though. But you're right. They got to work on Zota and get by him first. But they're catching him.
Well, there's still a 7-second gap from Zota to Baker. So Baker's got to first catch Zota, then get by him, and then reel in Mayato.
And then get by him.
And then get by him. I don't think he's got enough time to do it.
Samard is falling back 5th place now.
Yeah, Hatchell got by him.
Yep. E5 to go this time.
There's your leader, Keith Mayato. Still clutching the daylights out of that car.
Yeah, still worried he may not have enough fuel.
Well, we're about to find out.
He's going to let Braden Johnson go. Good idea there. 4 laps for my auto. Got to get around here 4 more times, and he will be the winner of this stage, and he will have accomplished what he wants to, and has put himself in position to be the leader when stage 3 starts. That was the whole key of this. It wasn't winning the stage, because stages don't mean anything today. It was being the leader at the start of stage 3. And I think he's going to do it, because we're going to have 3 laps to go next time by, and Adam Baker is a long way back, folks, a whole straightaway.
Well, Adam Baker is still 2.5 seconds off of Paul Zoda. Zoda's 3 seconds back off of Mayato.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it. That's what I initially thought, but Keith was saving so much fuel, I almost backtracked on that. But now I'm thinking they're not going to do it.
Well, here's the other thing, too, is Hatchell's caught Baker.
Sure has.
So Baker now has to worry about Hatchell not just catching Zoda. He's got to worry about keeping Hatchell behind him.
That's right. And Samar's right there, too. He's not too far behind. He's not out of this either. 2 more laps for my auto, and the gambling man will have won his bet so far.
Well, he's hedged his bet, that's for sure. So they've caught Zoda, and it doesn't look like he's going to put up a big battle to keep him behind him.
I didn't expect him to.
No.
And Seth has gotten by Baker, but he's going to have 1 lap to catch my auto, and I just don't think it's going to happen. He's going to need a nitrous button.
Not at 2.5 seconds back off him. He's not. As Mayato takes the white flag for the segment.
If there was 2 more laps, he'd be in trouble. But there's only 1 more. Mayato gonna pull this off. This is unbelievable. The defending champion showing you why he's the defending champ, folks, and why he's won the most races this season, in a season that started back on February 15th.
Here he is coming out of 4, coming to the green and white checker.
Cha-ching.
So Mayato hangs on, goes all 45 laps.
And does what he wanted to do and position himself in front of all these other guys to start this final stage and see how it shakes out that way by being the leader and controlling the last restart.
Well, now here's the thing, Scotty. They've got to go 55 laps, 65 laps, 65 laps.
They'll pit in the middle.
Right.
So
we're not going to see it happen
61.
again.
No, it'll be about 6-1 after the caution lap. So you'll see them pit about 30 laps in.
But what a drive for Keith Mayato.
Gutsy.
Very gutsy, but it paid off.
It sure did. He's got to do the same thing here. He's just got to make sure he keeps himself behind the pace car a little bit here. You don't want to get up too close to that pace car. Get that dreaded penalty.
He's in front of it right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He needs to back off a little bit.
Well, no, I guess he is a little bit behind it. So, he's far enough behind it that he shouldn't get popped.
I don't know if SOMO would make him serve that penalty or not, but definitely don't want to see it happen.
Why risk it? Because that's one of those penalties that when you get an EOL, it's still going to make you serve it for pit road stuff. Even if they clear the black flag, it's still going to put you at the end of the longest.
Sure will.
So everybody's in. Everybody hits their spots. Right sides are up. Left sides are up.
Going to be the first one off. There he goes.
Mayato down and away. Drag race.
Ooh,
Samard got him.
Wow, it didn't pay off. Samard, his teammate, beat him out of the pits. What a stop by Chris Samard.
Samard might have taken 2. A 13.9?
No, he had to have taken 4. It had to have just been a good pit stop.
Well, let's go back and take a look.
That wouldn't be the call to pick, too, after that whole stint. Even with them coming in and hitting, they had a bunch of laps on the tires.
Yep, no, Samard did take 4. Just saw the left sides go up. So, yeah, Samard did take 4.
You got so many laps left. Championship on the line. There is no way. There's no way you could make a 2-tire call.
But 13.9 in the box for Samard. Stop of the night.
If I pulled into my pit stop and they only put 2 tires on my car and refused to put the other 2 on, I'd get out of the car, kick the crew chief's ass, get back in the car, and then go back out on the track.
No, I would have gotten out of the car, put the tires on myself, then kick the crew chief's ass.
Okay, either or. You're losing time that way.
You're losing time on 2 anyways.
You may get another caution. If you just go over and punch the dude in the face a couple of times and knock him off his little chair, he's going to likely fall back and, at least cause some harm to himself. So then get back in the car. You don't even go a lap down.
Yeah, you're not
Just
wrong.
gotta be quick. Exactly. Just got to be quick.
I'm not that quick, though. You forget, I got a gimp leg.
Hell, with as high up as they are, you just got to knock him off his little chair, maybe knock him to the ground. That'll definitely hurt.
It's when you stick your head out the window at the jack man and go, "Hey, Timmy, do me a favor. Hit that box as hard as you can with a shoulder. There's $500 in it for you." Boom. Done. So Samard, with the stop of the night, gets the lead. Mayato gambles, runs the entire last segment without pitting, and unfortunately gets beaten off pit road and is not in the most advantageous spot to try to restart a race from.
Nope. But he's at least up there in that front row, so he's put himself in front of Seth Hatchell, which has been the fastest guy out on track so far tonight. So, but Tony, don't look now. There's somebody just snuck into the broadcast booth.
Somebody? Is he drunk?
A little bit.
Kind of figured as much. Joining us now, the chief cook and bottle washer of the current Bofa Broadcasting Corporation, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett. Sam, how the heck are you?
I'm
Mildly intoxicated?
mildly. That's putting it mildly. I've just been sat here watching the race for the past 30 minutes and doing seeing some exciting. Sorry, voice break alert. As we go green again. Just watching an exciting race. Short field here tonight, but it's all about the 4 guys that are just taking the green now up at the front.
Absolutely. Mayato spun the tires when we went back to green.
Looked like when Samard did just a little bit too. Here we go. It's on now. Championship is on. No more caution, no more competition cautions, and we're likely not to get another caution unless these guys up here get into each other and cause one.
You mean like Mayato scraping the wall going into 3?
Yep. But it's on from here. We will see one more green flag pit stop likely, unless we do have a caution. And then we still, depending on when that caution would happen, could still have another green flag pit stop. So they can only go so far on the fuel. 70% fuel here.
That was my Mayato and Hatchell from the wall into 3.
Huh?
It was both Mayato and Hatchell from the wall going into 3.
Okay, I saw a lot of sparks. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it was both of them.
Let's see what type of tire wear Samard can get this time. Is, lap 9 has been the bane of his existence tonight. It's almost like the tires on Samard's car have just jumped off a cliff on lap 9.
Well, look at that run that Hatchell gets coming into the corner there.
Absolutely. He
Hatchell
just
looks strong,
dives
man.
it.
If Hatchell doesn't win this race, I'm sure he will feel like he completely let this get away, because he has definitely been the class of the field here tonight out of these 4 guys. He's led the most laps here tonight. He's been strong. There on that last run, had they had one more lap, he would have passed Keith Mayado, and he would have been the man that ran him down. So here he comes. He's got position. Nope, lost the run on that backstretch. But he's applying pressure, letting Mayado know, I want spot. I want that championship. Ooh, Samar losing momentum coming through the corner. Here comes Mayado. It's time to pounce. He's got to make the move now. He can't wait any longer.
He's got to get a buffer between him and Seth Hatchell if he's got any chance of winning this
Sure
tonight.
does. And he's got to do it now.
Don't count out Adam Baker, though, because you know he's sitting back there thinking something up.
Well, like I said, we still got that green flag stop. So this is, you know, these guys want to stay relatively close to each other because it's going to come down to that pit stop.
Yeah, it's when it becomes money stop time, right around 30 to go, 25 to go, somewhere in that general vicinity. That's going to be the tell-all of who's going to really be able to pull this one off tonight.
I think lap 125 is your target lap for a green flag pit stops in your front 4. Somewhere in that neighborhood.
And when it comes down to green flag pit stops, there's only one person in that top 4 that has not made a mistake all season when it comes to making those pit stops, and that's Chris Samard. He's not really put a foot wrong. When it's under green flag conditions, the other 3 incidents, when it comes down to it, maybe that could play into Samard's hands. Who knows? Maybe he can make a mistake for the first time this season. Anything could happen between now and the checker flag.
So, Chris, now that Sam's just jinxed you, you're welcome to join us at Dirt Week in October and just, you know, boot him in the nuts.
Well, hell, while we're jinxing him, I just hope his computer holds up. He's had all kinds of computer issues. Last night, he fell out of the Top Fuel Racing race, wound up killing the inside wall as a result of it. Let's hope that doesn't happen here tonight.
He's got a good run going right now as he's starting to stretch his legs, 4/10 to the good over his teammate Keith Mayado. Seth Hatchell, though, all over the back bumper of Mayado, and Adam Baker sitting there just stalking as the 4 of these guys are 2 seconds to the good over Mike Ames.
Let's get into that lap now where the tyres usually fall off for Samard, so it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to it, especially now he's at the front with the laps ticking down towards the end of the race now.
Especially with the clean air, too. That's the best part.
Yep. And he's usually pretty damn solid as far as taking care of the tires. So.
And Jay Felton just put it on the hauler.
Oh, man, that sucks for Jay.
He's 4 minutes in. He's 4.5 minutes into his stop, so
he's on the
timer. Just 7 left in this championship race, but the 4 that matter are all on top of each other. Chris Samard pulling away just a little bit, not too much though. Keith Mayado, the defending champion, right about a half second back. There's Seth Hatchell, the man that's led the most laps tonight, right behind Mayado. And then the man that's won the most races in the history of the league, riding in 4th place. So tell me there's not some just drama here as this all starts to unfold.
I've already said about Adam Baker, you know he's sitting back there just watching things going on. You know he's going to be cooking something up in that car behind the wheel of that 48. He's got to be thinking what strategy he's got to use to both his teammate and Keith Mayado. So don't count out the man. And the 48 is Samard makes a mistake coming out of 2.
Yep, and me and Tony were talking about that earlier. I was referring to last night where I got on the line and almost fumbled. And I was saying that I think we're going to see some sort of mistake that could play a huge role in how this comes out. And with these green flag pit stops looming, who's going to make a mistake?
And now that Mayado has some breathing room, he's starting to reel in Samard again. And it's right at that point where Samard's had tire fall off. Ooh. Worse than just about anybody else right now.
Yep, he's starting to feel that right now. I think they can all sense it too. I think Jaws sense it. Blood in the water right now.
We're going to need a bigger boat. Oh!
There he goes.
Mayato almost into his teammate. Samard coming back on the exit, though.
I don't know if he's going to be able to make it work. Samard's going to get a big run on the backstretch coming off that high side. Nope. Not yet.
And Samard's pinching him down, too.
He's got to. Both teammates now, man. This is titles.
Absolutely.
Gold is on the line.
Mayato with a nose out front. Give that 9/1000ths of a second for Mayato at the line. You'd think he'd get enough of this after what he did last night with Sage Karam.
This is where Samard has his time, though. Mayato's going to clear him because of that. That's Samard's soft spot is through that 1 and 2 zone back there, about mid-corner. The car just like it hits an air wall, man, every lap. And he just took advantage of it.
Samard got a hell of a death wiggle coming out of turn 2, and he's going wrong in front of him.
Whoa! He's burned up the tires, man. He's driven the hell out of that car and burned up the tires again. And we're a long way off from where these guys should be making green flag stops, so he could come in now.
And they're all on top of each other again now.
Yeet! No, there it is! There it is!
There's the mistake.
Hatchell was in it too.
Oh, no.
There's the caution I didn't think we'd get. And now, because of where it come, they won't be able to make it. It'll be real, real close on fuel.
And Hatchell's around as well. He's in it.
Yeah, he's got damage. This is going to be huge for Keith Mayato. I think this is going to come down to Mayato and Baker for the title now because damage is going to be sustained to the Seth Hatchell machine. Definitely Chris Samard's championship hopes just went up in smoke.
Oh, my Lanta. Let's take a look at what happened with Hatchell again.
I think with Samard just loose.
It was. He was down on... You'll see the transition there of the progressive banking, and he just lost it coming off the corner and just chasing it up the track. The only problem was Seth Hatchell was there. Adam Baker dodged a bullet. And you can see all the front-end damage on that Chevy Camaro of Hatchell. Good grief.
Heavy damage. That's going to end his chances.
Yeah, if you look at it on a far chase cam though, Tony, you see before there's contact between Hatchell and Samard, Samard's car actually twitches and goes up into the 8's front quarter panel, and that's what caused the melee right there. Samard was loose all through that corner.
Oh yeah, you saw him chase it off the corner, and he was still chasing it, and just unfortunately ran out of room to chase it because Seth Hatchell was there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Adam Baker. Let's watch that from. Let's go ahead and take a look at Baker's helmet cam on that one and see what Adam saw. Watch it form right in front of you here. This is what Adam Baker just saw, folks.
Parting of the Red Sea.
You're not lying. I dare say Adam Baker needs a new fire suit right now. Because I'm thinking that he just changed the flavor of his to something along the lines of a chocolate with a lemon twist.
Yeah, Samard's done. He's creeping round into pit road now.
Oh yeah, that's heavy contact. I'm going on board now to see what Baker saw. I can only imagine what that was like for Adam Baker being in that moment.
Yeah, watch his helmet cam.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
The parting of the Red Sea, Sam, the most prolific words you've come up with all season.
I should get drunk more often.
No.
Oh.
You're not quite Kirk drunk yet.
I'm getting there.
Please no. Please. Please no. I'll be a good boy, Uncle Daddy. I just don't want to play this game no more.
That night was legendary.
No, yeah, just please never again.
I love Kirk. He's like a little brother. Little bigger brother. He's a big son of a bitch.
I'm a funny drunk, it's okay. Yeah, that Hatchell's rejoined the pack now. He's been pit farming the car. The car looks a lot better than it did, but I'm wondering how much damage has he got under the hood, because that could be the defining moment as to whether Hatchell's race will be continuing to the checkered flag, or if it's going to be curtains from this point onwards.
Well, unfortunately, this is one of those tracks where any kind of heavy damage to the car is going to slow you down. So I think it's definitely going to play a role as far as his overall speed. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with my Otto and Baker. They're racing for a title, and they're going to drive like it now.
Well, now here's the thing. Remember what we were talking about earlier about all the tape that they're running tonight? So
Well,
any little bit of radiator damage, he's screwed.
Well, here's another thing, Tony. Can they make it on fuel from here? Because this is actually 1 lap longer than what my Otto had to do in the second stint to get to the end. So, question is, had they had to go 1 more lap last time, taking out, had he gotten past or not, would he have enough fuel to get back around 1 more time? Because now that comes into play.
Well, I think we're about to find out.
42 laps until the end. And it was 41 last time, and my Otto stretched it. But he had to save a lot. You saw how much he was saving.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this is going to come down to.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, especially with all the saving that we saw my Otto able to do. And my right foot is cramping up something fierce right now.
What's the mod on Hatchell I've got to hope for is that there's contact between Baker and my Otto to go back to green again, and they get damaged as well. A bit more of an even playing field. Look at Hatchell, he's actually got a lot of speed in that car despite all the damage.
I'm surprised by that. I can't believe how fast that car is. That car looks like it's almost brand new.
Not quite. He's still got some damage on the right side of that thing, but it's not as bad as it could be.
Yeah, the front split is very bent in right now.
Yeah, but he's doing a whole hell of a lot better than I thought he would. Let's see how he looks here in a couple laps, though, see if he's able to maintain that.
Look at Andrew Melvin giving these guys a run for the money as well. Doesn't want to be caught up in this, though.
Here comes Adam Baker. He's trying to make a move. I don't know if Keith's just going to let him go on by. I know he knows that he's got to save fuel, but I don't think Keith wants to give up this lead, and I don't think he's going to hand it to him. And he fights him off on that high side. Long way to go, but battling's already started. And look at Hatchell. He is hanging. I just don't know if he's going to have the speed to be able to get up here and make a pass.
No, he's starting to fade.
Samard.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to fade, and Samard, unfortunately, is just about out of the picture.
Yeah, man, that just sucks. He went so much to get to this point for it to end like that. But at least he went out there and had the chance to race and do it, and it didn't end with him and his computer. So,
yeah.
They went out swinging.
Definitely went down swinging, but you got to wonder, Baker running as low as he is, how much is he really burning off that car right now? And, you know, is he going to have anything for my Otto in the later stages?
This is not a low-line track, so he's really going to be hurting those tyres if he's going to keep adopting that low-line. Place to pass is the high line to the middle line. I mentioned this before on another league's broadcast when we did the finale there. This line is the middle to the high line, and don't try the low line, which Adam Baker's still going for this time round. It's not going to help him. High line to the middle line is the best place to overtake,
and my Otto eats the wall again.
Yeah, he only scraped it this time, but it's not going to lose him too much momentum. But going back to it, my Otto knows that the high line is the best place to pass, and that's why he's going high through the corners. He knows that's his best chance to stay in front of Adam Baker right now.
Well, that, and he's not burning the tires off as much as having to run that low line. You're really conserving tires running that second lane.
Again, I should get drunk more often. I feel like a genius right now.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the race.
Oh, Baker. Big moment there for Baker coming out of 4. That's that bottom line. No grip down there.
That was a big wiggle.
Yep. That's what my auto's going to make him do. You're going to have to ask me on the bottom. He's just got to hold his ground and save some fuel.
I don't think either one of these guys are saving fuel right now.
No, and that's the problem. They're going to be just short. And that could play into Seth Hatchell's role here. He could decide to change it up and call an audible here and start saving fuel like my auto did and make it to the end.
Well, here's the other thing. Is Samard already doing that?
He might be. He might be. He's waiting.
I was going to say, Samard's already not in the picture.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage, though, so that's got a lot to do with why he's so far back. But he can start doing that and hope that these guys up here are racing so hard that they lose track of the fact that they need to save fuel.
Yeah.
My auto's starting to put a little distance on him now.
Yeah, time's running out for Adam Baker. He needs to try and do something to try and close that gap. It might even come down to a drastic measure, maybe a bump and run if he gets enough speed up to the back of him. But we know these guys, we know how professional they are, and we don't really want to see that at this point in the season.
I told him last week that he needs to score a touchdown. I used to call him the touchdown maker over on MSTV, and he needs to score one tonight.
Ooh, my auto flirting with disaster there coming out of 2.
He's been doing that all race long. My auto coming off the corners has been running a higher line than just about anyone else on track all night long.
Think about those out of 4. I'm looking forward to going back to this track in 2 weeks' time and with Top Fuel. Made my debut. Don't shush me.
I am and I'm not.
I made my debut on this track in season 4, so this track's got a special place in my heart with Top Fuel. So,
as we are on board right now with Seth Hatchell, he's not clutching, but you can hear him rolling out a little early. So he's not gone into full-on fuel conservation mode, but he's not running as hard as he possibly could. And just as I say that, he throws the tack way into the red. Way to make a liar out of me, Seth. Thanks, bud.
$30 to go this time.
Samad is at the back of the line now. He's literally the last car running now. That's a sad sight to see right now.
Yeah.
You hate to see it for anybody, but especially after knowing the battle that Chris has gone through all day long to try to get his computer running again after the blue screen of death that he had last night and this morning. You know, it's just a heartbreaker to see that happen.
After 10 months of work to get here.
Yeah.
But Chris Samard will go into 2019 with the knowledge that he came this close to winning the championship and is very much capable of doing it again. So
very much so.
He'll have that confidence going into 2019, and hopefully that'll propel him to make that one further step and hopefully claim some championship glory next season.
Hey, Scotty.
Yes, sir.
We just went on board with Paul Zoda.
Yeah.
Zoda's gone into fuel conservation mode again.
Yeah, I don't blame him. These guys...
He's going to try to steal this one. Zoda's going to win the battle. He's not going to win the war, but he's going to try to win the battle. And good on you, Paul. Go for it, kid.
Well, the league owner's got to get his win eventually, you know. I mean, I know one league owner that wins on a regular basis, Scott Brinson. Anyway, sorry, Scott.
No comment.
And I know another league owner who's too chicken shit to climb behind the wheel of his own cars.
I've been competitive since Little League, when my Little League coach used to have to pull me aside when I would strike out and get out and go temper tantrums in the dugout because I got out. Here comes Baker. He's coming in, so he's waved the white flag on that trying to stretch it deal.
Well, you said we were looking about lap 125 to 130. We were probably going to see these guys start to make some money stops, and it looks like Baker's going to be the first one to blink.
Yeah, but that was before we got that caution. Once we got caution,
I understand that.
That put him in an opportunity to go all the way to the end. But now, with so many laps left, I don't think my auto can stay out and do that again. I think he's got to come in, and here he comes.
Here we go.
Yeah, good call. He couldn't do that again. So now, can Hatchell stretch it? Or can maybe Chris Simard stretch it on fuel and steal this thing and be the champion? It opens the window now.
That's a possibility. Let's find out.
Yep. It gives these guys a shot.
Let's go on board with Chris Simard and see what's going on there.
If he's saving, he's got a shot.
Well, he's not clutching, but it doesn't look like he's really winding it out. And he's clutching. Simard's going for it. 25 to go. Simard is going for it. Is Hatchell.
Hatchell's in.
Nope, Hatchell's still running it up.
Oh, I thought he was in. Here comes my auto.
No, Hatchell is in. I'm sorry, I'm on board with Mike Ames.
My auto just lost the lead. Big time, just lost the lead.
Adam Baker just jumped in through the pit stops.
Big time. That's a huge gap, too. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of difference in tires, but I don't think enough to make up that much time. My auto's going to have to put the hammer down. That might have been the championship.
And I'll tell you exactly where Adam Baker made up all his time on the entry road, because their times cone to cone were almost identical. Their times in stall were almost identical. Baker made up all his time on the entry and exit road.
Wow.
Hey, that might be the championship there, but Simard is still out there. He hasn't pitted yet. And he's clutching through the corners, just like Mayata did on stage 2.
Yeah, but he's going to have to save for a long time. And he's damaged. He's off pace. So, I mean, he's taking his only shot, but I just told him.
Well, only 22 laps till we find out if it works.
Now, Eames and Melvin are up there as well. They're clutching the living daylights out of their cars while they're up in the lofty heights of first and second. Yeah, Adam Baker really putting a number on Keith Mayata. The only thing I can say is just cue the Jaws music, because Mayata's going to be driving like an absolute maniac right now.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to the wheels off that thing, drive it like an IR-18, and try to run him down.
Fastest lap of the race, Keith Mayata, 30.936.
Yep, he's on it. He's on a charge.
So Baker gets his lap back the hard way. Mayata going to do the same thing, or going to try to do the same thing going through 3. Melvin given plenty of room.
That hurt Mayata a little bit. It took Mayata a lot longer to get around Melvin than Adam Baker did. And that's...
he still picked up a 10th, though.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's reeling him in here on my big screen.
Hold on, I've got my bear goggles on.
Hashtag
yeah,
not
he's
wrong.
Reeling him in. Slowly reeling him in. I can see him getting closer and closer.
So
Simard's still out there banging off laps, man, trying to slice this thing. But they're running him down.
they are. It's a 15-second gap from Simard to Baker. Can
they're gonna
Samard
be able to
hold on? That's the question. With 18 to go,
all that damage.
with all that damage, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, because Zota's got by him now.
But here comes Keith Mayato. This is on. Like Sam said, cue the Jaws music because he has arrived. He is there.
Adam, you're going to need a bigger boat.
He is reeling him in. It sure is, man. We've seen it before.
Here's Mayato's Jaws. Adam Baker is that kid paddling in the sea. He's about to bite his legs off.
Alex Nardi?
Oh.
Too soon?
Poor taste.
Poor taste, yeah. Sorry, folks. I do apologize for that one. That I stepped way over the boundary there, and I do apologize. That was uncalled for.
It was funny, but yeah, a little uncalled for, maybe.
Well, did you see the picture that I showed you last night, Scotty, of the cup car that was missing like the entire front clip?
Yeah, you did.
With how difficult it is to pass around here, is Mayato going to try and make the move, or will he have to move Adam Baker?
Oh,
now,
we're probably going to find out in about a lap here.
And one thing I was wondering about, if these guys get racing it up and start costing themselves time to Samard, will they cost themselves enough time not to catch Samard?
Well, the gap's only just gone down to 10 seconds, so they did lose a bit of time while they were battling there, so...
This is getting interesting. And meanwhile, Andrew Melvin is leading the race. This is all going on. We've hardly talked about him, but he's leading the race.
Leading the race, clutching the daylights out of that Mountain Dew Code Red number 88. Good on you, Andrew.
Trying to steal it. Trying to make his own thunder here as Adam Baker gets a little wiggly. Mayato may make the move. Baker pulling the block.
Mayato to the outside.
Got that favored line.
It's on now.
Oh, Adam Baker showed his hand too early there.
Whoa. He's still blocking. Championship's on the line here. Can't say that you blame him.
Yeah, Mayato's still that favored line. Adam Baker's leaving the gap wide open for him now.
He might have him now. He does. He's got position. Baker can't down now. They'll wreck if he comes down now. Mayato's got the position. Runs him up the track a little bit. I think that's going to work for him. This could be for the title right here.
And there's Samard in the distance in that shot. They are reeling him in hand over fist with 12 to go.
Well, while they're battling it up, they're also losing time. But Baker trying to get back to him. That might have been for the championship right there. Does Adam Baker have anything left in the holster for Keith Mayato?
12 to go.
Well, here's the other question. As they're reeling in Chris Samard, they're only 3.5 seconds off of Samard. When they get to him, they're going to we know they're going to catch Samard. How difficult is he going to make it for these guys when they do get to him?
He won't. This ain't that type. He knows his car is damaged, and he can see the clock. And he has too much integrity as a driver. He'll just let him go. And there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is wreck him. What else you gonna do?
Well,
and one of them's your teammate.
Yeah, and we know Samard's not that kind of guy. But he could make it a little difficult to get by him.
Baker's fading.
Baker's fading big time.
That's got to be a bad feeling for Chris. It's got to be a pretty good feeling for the CC's Baker begin to fade. And he can see Samard right in front of him. That's the championship trophy right in front of him, folks.
It's 10 to go right now. Mayato's got to get by his teammate. There you see, there's Samard. You see, there's Mayato.
Ooh, big wiggle from Baker.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it right there. I think that was the wiggle of doom. Them tires are gone. He's burned them up.
That Hato not too far behind. Oh, Mayato almost hits the wall there coming out of four.
Yeah, he did.
He's been flirting with disaster all night long. He's caught him. Goes to the inside. Here we go. Samard not making as easy as we thought he was going to, but Mayato too strong.
I think it was just where they caught him. They just caught him in a position where, oh, and Baker, that really affected Baker trying to pass him on the bottom coming out of 4. He almost lost it.
Baker's worn all of the goodie off those tires.
If anything, that helped keep the touch.
Absolutely. It's now the gap is 0.7 of a second from Mayato to Baker. It'll be 7 to go this time at the stripe as Zoda goes in. So Zoda cannot make it.
You know, my auto is saying, man, I do not want any cautions now. Please do not bring out the cautions because we would have a restart.
Yeah, and Hatchell's slowly stalking these guys. He's only a couple of seconds back now.
Wow.
So Hatchell's starting to reel these guys in as well now.
Well, meanwhile, up front, does Andrew Melvin have enough fuel to make it?
We're going to find out in 6 laps or less. He's 6 to go right now.
He's creeping.
The gap's only 7 seconds.
Yeah, he's creeping.
Oh, Baker's in trouble. I had to chase it up the track then.
He's still good. His championship hopes are fading though. But Andrew Melvin, does he have enough fuel to make it? 5 laps next time by.
I don't think he does.
Oldest tires on the track, 39 laps currently.
And
Mike Eames, 37 laps in. We know he's clutching as well to try to save. And we know Mayato doesn't have to.
Yeah, he can still win the race.
There you see it. There's your leader. There's Melvin.
I think Eames is going to catch Melvin before Mayato. It's the Eames.
Melvin might be almost out of fuel.
I think he is.
Melvin's on fumes. He's running out.
He's running extremely slow. And here comes Mike Eames. He's going to take the lead. Mayato's right there. Let's hope nothing bad happens here. This is that moment Mayato did not want to see this late in the race. He didn't want to see any cars this close to him in front of him. And this is for the race win, so this may not just pull over. Mike Eames may make him earn this. Adam Baker's still stalking back there. This thing is still up in the air, folks. Melvin comes to pit road. Yep.
He's out of fuel.
And Mayato on the fresher tires makes it look just that easy. It's 3 to go. Mayato, with race in hand, all he's got to do is keep it off the wall for 3 more laps.
And his internet just needs to hold up, the computer and all that good stuff.
So, Keith, considering that Scotty just jinxed you, you can get your hate mail coming.
Hatchell just slammed the wall coming out of 2.
Man. 2 to go.
Let's go back and take a look at that one. Yep.
2 to go to capture his 2nd championship here in SOMO. Keith Mayato. At least 2nd consecutive.
2nd consecutive.
He may have more than 2. But he won it last year, and he's looking to do it again. He'll be 1 lap away when he gets back to the flag. Bring us home, Sammy.
No, I'm too drunk.
White flag is out. Keith Mayato in control of this field.
Classic Sam.
I can't. I don't have the energy.
The season started way back in February. Keith Mayato from the Great White North bringing it into turn 3 for the final time through the middle of the 3-4 complex, coming out of turn number 4. Unless the tires fall off it, call him 2-time. Your champion, Keith Maiato.
Yeah, that him.
Adam Baker comes home second. Seth Hatchell third. Mike Eames has to settle for fourth. Actually was coming to pit road there. Not sure why he came to pit road. He could have just coasted across the line, but finishes fourth. Last car in the lead lap. Paul Zoda fifth. Chris Samard unfortunately finishes sixth tonight. Andrew Melvin seventh. Jay Felton eighth. Larry Holloway ninth. And Ron Hollifield rounds out this field of 10 here in the championship race for SOMO. And that concludes this long, long season of 2018.
What a race. What a finish.
At least it was entertaining. At least there was some drama. And, you know, for 10 cars, that was pretty damn good for a 10-car race, I got to say.
Absolutely. That was, I don't think we could have asked for a lot more than what we got.
I enjoyed it.
Let's bring Seth up here and we'll let you get the interviews rolling, Tony.
As soon as I can find Seth. I don't see Seth. Where the hell is Seth? There's Seth. Coming home in third place. Not the finish he was hoping for, but probably going to take it either way. The last guy into the final round, Mr. Seth Hatchell. Seth, a heartbreaker there, but you got to be pleased with being able to be the last guy into the championship round.
Yeah, it was a good season all in all. As for tonight, I did everything right. I think I had the fastest car by a pretty good gap, and just had it taken away from me. So don't have much to say about tonight, but for the whole year, it was a good year. Tied my record amount of wins in a year, and really looking forward to next season.
Well, I mean, you were probably sweating bullets after going into Phoenix. I believe that they were saying you just about had to win to get in. Talk us through. We noticed you didn't have the fall off that everybody else seemed to have on the later runs. Was that by design, or was it just being used to the setup more than everyone else?
Definitely practice had something to do with it. I logged probably about 200 laps today practicing, and usually I try and make sure I'm better on the long run, and it turned out great today. At points of the race, I was a couple tenths faster than the field, and even there with the damage at the end, I could keep up a little bit with the leaders there, so just a shame.
Now, walk us through that second segment. Did you have any idea Keith was going to try to snooker you into getting that long run in?
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea. When I was up there leading, I saw he fell back to about 2 seconds, and I think I probably could have gotten him there for the second stage, and just got caught behind a couple lap cars there. I think I was within like half a second or something real close there. So if circumstances were a little different, I think I would have gotten him either way.
Well, Seth, definitely throwing down the gauntlet, saying that you're going to be somebody to really reckon with in next season in SOMO. Looking forward to seeing how that one's going to play out for you. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys both. You guys do a great job for all the fans. Got to thank Paul and all the admins for doing a great job here. Got to thank all the sponsors, and got to thank my team, MB Motorsports.
Well, again, Seth, I know it wasn't the finish you were hoping for, but definitely making a statement here tonight that you were going to be one of the guys to watch next season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Well, that is Mr. Seth Hatchell, and I believe, Scott, you've got our runner-up, Mr. Adam Baker, with you.
Actually, I brought in Mr. Samard. I'd like to talk with him first. Chris, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Chris, unfortunately, man, it didn't work out how you wanted it to tonight. You did a lot to get here tonight. At least you went down swinging, man. But tell us all in all how you're feeling about this race.
I'm pretty good about this race. I had a good short run car, and it didn't really help me there at the end. But that was completely my fault with Seth, and I got loose a little bit, and I was chasing up the track, and I had it wasn't loose anymore. I thought I was clear, and I wasn't, and I ruined both of our nights. But that's the way it goes. I apologized to him, and I apologized to him during the race there, but he's probably upset at me. So
Well, all in all, it's still racing out there, and that's why we go out and run these races, and they aren't determined on paper. It's things can happen, and I'm sure he knows that you didn't do it on purpose. He knows you were racing for a championship too. So it was an an unfortunate event for both of you guys, but all in all, the two of you had pretty damn good season to get to this point.
yeah, well, me anyways. I won that race at Richmond, and then it was kind of a long time before I won another race. It was Texas, but it was Texas in the fall. But it was a good season. My it's definitely a lot better than the beginning of the season. I'd say at the end, I ran pretty good in the chase. So
You looking forward to 2019 and getting a little break here, and then getting back to it here in a couple months?
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, they have open setups now, I think. So I guess start.
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of behind the eight ball. I guess start making some setups, but it's going to be a good challenge. I haven't made a setup for a long, long time. I think it was back in NASCAR race in 2003 is when I
Oh wow.
set up. So it's
Similar
going to be a
ideas.
challenge.
Similar ideas. Just make sure that you factor in tire wear.
Yeah, I I did okay doing setups in NR 2003. So we'll see what happens. So I'd like to thank my brother David. He helped me out with my computer tonight, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be running tonight. So he takes all the credit for where I finished, and for me just getting to the grid. So
And setting quick time for the taking the pole tonight.
oh yeah, definitely. I'm I can't believe I made it. It didn't look very good, but I don't know. I'm not very good with computers, and I'm glad I have a brother that's really good. So
Well, like we were saying on the broadcast, at least you went down swinging. You had a chance to come out here and race for it, and it didn't end with your computer keeping you out of the race. So, look at it at least from a positive as that perspective, and just build off this season, man. Go after it again next season.
yeah, this is my first time being in the final round, so I'm I'm gonna build on that. Hopefully, get better at Homestead. That seems to be my. I'm good on a short run, but man, the long runs just kill me. So
Yeah, get some more practice out of here in a couple weeks when Top Fuel goes there for their championship.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've been snake bit with computer issues for a few weeks now, so I'm looking forward to getting back to running. What was it Road Atlanta and then Homestead?
Yes, sir.
Good there.
Well, you got anybody you want to thank for your sixth place finish tonight and overall your performance for this season here in Southern Motorsports?
Yeah, I just like to thank Portside Jaguar for sponsoring the league. Of course, you guys up in the booth, you guys do a great job all season. I know we've had towards the end there were smaller car counts, but we try and put on a good show, and you guys do an awesome job. Paul Zoda for putting on the league and putting up with all of our complaining, pretty much. He does a wonderful job with the league, and it's really tough. It's really tough keeping the lead together as long as he has. So, and I like to thank my wife and son for putting up a full season, and it's been what 10 months now since the start of the season. So I'd like to thank them for putting up with me for 2 nights a week.
All right, brother. Well, great job on the performance of your entire, resume for the whole season, dude. You raced your way to this spot tonight. You went through all kinds of drama today with your computer to get here. You got here. You took the pole. You led some laps. You made an effort. You went down swinging, and it's momentum to build for next year and chasing that championship, Chris. Good job, dude.
Thanks, guys. You have a good night. I'll see you Wednesday.
All right, man. Or Sunday if you're not doing anything in the Bofa series. Come and join us on Sunday. We're at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'll see what I can do. Sundays aren't very good for me, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll join.
All right, brother. Well, good job on the season, all in all, and I'll see you soon.
All right, Scott. Have a good night, man.
You too.
And joining us now is going to be the guy that came just a tick short, the winningest driver in SOMO history, Adam Baker. I know it wasn't the finish you were hoping for, but you got to be happy with the performance you put out tonight.
I'm not all that happy, but I mean, I'll take it. It was a good season, and when it's this final race format the way it is, it's hard to come out and win if you're not comfortable with the setup. And car was a little bit too tight for my liking on the short run, and it really would hurt me on the long run. And I tried a lot of different things to correct it, and nothing really seemed to work. And Keith was he was one of the two guys to beat. I think Seth was actually the guy to beat tonight, but he got caught up with Chris there, so kind of gave me a free spot. But I wasn't going to be able to get Keith. I tried that strategy, and he's just too strong.
Well, now you're talking about the incident that brought out caution number 3. We watched that from the helmet cam that the guys in the truck put on your helmet before the race started, and we watched the Red Sea part in front of you. Was that a first you say it then you do it kind of moment?
I mean, I saw the incident starting. I saw Chris was like starting to move to his right, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. He's still next to Seth right now, and I'm like, I gotta kind of back off a little bit, because then I saw Chris started to go around, and I just hoped he didn't come off the wall. But there was plenty of room for me to get through. I just kind of pointed it where it needed to go, and it was all set.
Well, moving forward, the league's going to open sets next season. Is that something you're looking forward to, or something that you're not quite as comfortable with as maybe some of the other guys are?
Yeah, I don't think really any of us in the league right now are all that comfortable with open setups. I know there's going to be some new guys that come in that are much more accustomed to that kind of thing. But we've got, a few guys here at MB Motorsports that are, pretty good with this kind of stuff. We've got Joe, Mitchell, and then Seth himself. He's really good at building these setups, and I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve, as the season progresses. But I think we'll still be pretty competitive, and I'm not too worried about that. I can learn pretty quickly, and I think we'll get a good hold of it.
Well, you have a fellow New Yorker that's willing to lend a fellow New Yorker a hand.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take all the help we can get, that's for sure.
All right. Well, Adam, I know, like I said, I know it wasn't the finish you were hoping for, but, all things considered, you kept the car clean tonight. You stayed out of trouble. Really, it wasn't as bad of a race as it could possibly have been.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did a lot better this year than last year in this race. I wrecked out last time, and yeah, I don't know. The whole season was just a year of improvement, and I felt like I was very consistent throughout the entire year. And if we were in the old points format, then I probably would have stolen the championship, even with fewer wins than Keith. But I mean, we're not in that format, and it just didn't work out. So I'm not too upset or anything. It's just it's a little disappointing.
Fair enough. But before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys up there at BOFA for putting on these races every week this year. It's a lot of work, and I've experienced that now firsthand, and really appreciate what you guys have done. It's so much fun to go back and watch, and I really enjoy it. Also want to thank Paul and all the admins for running the league, all the other drivers for racing clean all year, and putting on good races. Also want to thank our sponsors, Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, for helping out with this year, and Top City Travel, Coffee and Goater Mom, all those, and everybody else that's come on board to help us. Also, my teammates at MB Motorsports, and like usual, all the fans that came out and watched.
Fair enough. Again, Adam, heartbreaker for the finish, but looking forward to seeing what happens in February when you guys kick it off at Daytona again.
All right, thank you guys.
Good job, Adam, on your season and everything you accomplished this season. And unfortunate that you didn't bring home the championship, man. But good job, all in all, dude.
Thank you, Scott.
And don't be afraid to come join us on Wednesday night sometime.
Well, I'm broadcasting Wednesday nights now, so maybe when we get an off night, I'll join you guys.
Well, then join us
Sounds
on
good,
Sunday
though.
nights for the Bofa Classic League.
There you go.
I'll have to pick up one of those cars, but yeah, maybe that's an opportunity right there.
All right, dude. Well, good job, all in all, man, on your season.
All right, thanks, guys. See you later.
So that was Adam Baker, who finished second in the points, second in the race. Joining us now, the Canadian crippler and himself, Keith Mayato, or should we start calling him two-time?
Well, it's funny hearing the Canadian Grippler, but yeah, I guess it is 2-time. I didn't think
like
it was
it.
gonna happen, but I made it.
Keith, he won a hell of a run tonight. Scotty and I were watching you stretch the fuel mileage in that second segment. Did you know you could make it, and how soon did you know you could make it?
I was doubting that I could make it. I was wondering at one point this is a bad move and I might end up further back than I thought I would be, but I knew it was close because I could see I was saving right in the beginning, even when I was behind the first three there, and then once I started getting desperate, that's when I started clutching in the corners, and then I didn't realize the pace car had to go. We had to go around one more time, and I was like, "Thank goodness I saved another like 1.7 laps of fuel." Like I had 0.2 gallons by the time I pitted. It was too close to call.
Well,
Stressful.
that answers the question Scotty asked on the broadcast: is how much fuel did you actually save? So
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I shouldn't have done that, but whatever, it worked.
It worked.
It got me out front because I was trying to take advantage of just being up front and maintaining the pace of the race. Didn't get it because Chris still beat me out of the pit, but it worked out in the end.
now talking about beating out of the pits, in that the money stop, um, apparently Baker charged into the line a little harder than you did. Were you a little tentative on the access road to make sure that you kept the car under you?
Yeah, pretty much. I was pretty much tentative the whole night in the pits. I've lost too many already this year between both leagues, like going into the pits and coming out of the pits or sliding through the box. So I figured I could probably make my time up on the track. So if I have to give up a second, then I'd have to do that.
But
That
we
was
saw
an excellent call to do that.
it was, and then we watched you just completely charge. Quick lap of the night, I might add, with a 30.93, fastest lap by half a tenth, actually. So, and yes, I know math majors get your hate mail coming. I don't care. But Keith, definitely congratulations from the entire Bofa Broadcasting crew. Hell of a season you put forth.
Yeah, at one point of the season, I think entering the chase, maybe I don't know, maybe month of August, September, I was doubtful that I was going to even make it to the last four, and something clicked. Last three races, the second, first, and first. I don't know where it came from because I wasn't getting it in the beginning of the chase. So I don't know. Maybe that little bit of practice actually helped.
Now, moving forward, the league's going to an open set format next season. Is that something you're looking forward to, or something you're kind of cringing at?
Cringing at just because I don't know how much time I can dedicate to making setups. I want to. I'll give it a try. If I'm not competitive, and I can't put any more time into making setups, then it's gonna be tough. So I guess we'll see how the winter series goes, and how building setups. And I know there's gonna be like build changes once like the new tire model comes out, so that'll throw a whole spin into it for everyone. But it's more just time. I've got young families, so it's a little difficult to dedicate all that time.
Well, Keith, definitely congratulations again. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, like to thank Portside Jaguar and Land Rover for sponsoring the series. I know we're gonna lose them for next year, so looking forward to whoever's gonna sponsor a series next year. For everything that Paul does at SOMO and every other admin, I know there's a lot of work that goes into it. I probably don't know half of what goes into the league, and I just get the easy thing of just joining the great league and running with these drivers. Where's that? Teammate. I know Dave wasn't there after the chase, but like to thank him for being a good teammate. Of course, Chris, always bouncing ideas off of him. Just working on not setups but driving lines, and it's great to have someone that quick that you can work with, and all the competitors like Adam, Seth. Like, the chase was ridiculous. The whole all 10 races, it was a battle. Even tonight was a battle. I know Chris had a little mistake with Seth, but it was a battle of inches the whole night. Like we couldn't get away from each other, and all the other guys too. Shane, Lupe, they're all there. I know once the chase once the chase starts to get to the end, the guys start falling off. But awesome competition all year, and everyone at BOFA. Sam, Scott, Tony, you guys do an awesome job every Thursday night. Love hearing you guys. The day after, watching watching what it looks like. Seeing what I look like on the track and everyone else, and what you guys see. It's definitely a different point of view.
I was no use tonight. I'm too inebriated.
Nah, you were fine, Sam. But Keith, you guys gave us great action tonight to talk about. Again, congratulations on defending your championship. Two-time SOMO champion Keith Mayato. Again, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing what you can do next season.
Awesome, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And before you go, Keith, Mr. Zoda did step in the booth here. Mr. Zoda, you got anything you'd like to say to your new champion?
Yeah, man. Keith, congratulations, bro. Back to back. That's amazing, dude. Great run. Good run tonight, too, man. Wasn't really sure how it was going to go, man. I was watching from behind a couple of cars and watching you guys all by each other all night long, man. It was just crazy. But good to see you do it and do it back to back, dude. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. And hopefully when we do go to open setups next season, things will work out good. And you'll be able to dig in with the setups and everything. I never done open setups, so I think it'll be all right. And I hate to see you not be competitive and try to make it a triple crowner here, but man, congratulations, dude.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, it's just great running. Even like tonight's race, I didn't think I was going to win the race at the end there. I'm like, these guys are going to run the fuel out. I'm like, as long as I get ahead of Chris. I knew Chris was running, I think, third at that time. But it's a long season, and it's crazy how it just gets so tight right at the end there, even though we ran out, was it 36 races I think in the season, but lots of fun, and hopefully next year will work out.
Again, Keith, congratulations, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Keith, good job, man. I give you a virtual high five, dude.
Thanks, Scott. I'll give you one back.
Thanks, man. Good job. You did what we talked about earlier today. Good job. Way to finish, man.
Thank you, sir. Take care, guys.
And as Scotty mentioned, joining us in the booth now, Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for the SOMO Racing Series, Mr. Paul Zoda. Paul, on behalf of the entire BOFA Broadcasting Company, I cannot thank you enough for allowing us to bring this race tonight to the masses. Hands down, action all through the event. You've got to be real happy with your final four, all just slugging it out right there, right until the end. Yeah, there was a mistake that happened, but for the most part, it was just an awesome event.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens every year, man. When the chase starts, it seems like the chase guys are always next to each other throughout the whole chase. During the season, it's kind of split up a little bit, but then once the chase starts, it's just all the chase drivers are bunched up together. They did a really good job getting it down. Even with all the troubles that we had, canceling for the hurricane, and then one of the iRacing updates that didn't really work well, kind of drug it out a little bit longer than it needed to be. But, guys stuck it out. It's just a shame to see guys, that towards the end that don't make the chase start dropping out. I look at it if I'm in the race for the season, I'm going for points, regardless if I'm in the chase or not. But I know everybody has a different story. But hopefully this season, when we go to open setups, more guys will stick around a lot longer, even if they don't make the chase, and try to be competitive and get some more cars out on the field. You guys do a great job putting them on. I know the fields have been small the last couple of months, and you guys are doing a real good job getting them out there. Hopefully next season we get you guys back on board and do this open setup deal and see what it brings.
Well, I can't really speak for Sam, but I hope I can when I say that we're real excited to see what the open setups bring next season, and as the new branding is going to kick off in January. Sam, do you want to do the honors on letting the fans here know what's going to be going on?
Yeah, from January 1st, both for broadcasting will be rebranded, and we will be known as the Esports Broadcasting Network, abbreviated as ESBN. So don't sue us, ESPN, please. So yeah, that's us. Basically changing our name, and yeah, we're going to be starting afresh in January, and hopefully we'll have SOMO along for the ride with us.
Absolutely, I really hope that we can continue this relationship, because some of the best racing that we've been able to bring to the masses have been on Wednesday and Thursday nights. Between the Top Fuel Racing Series and SOMO Series, hands down, just some of the best racing that we've seen week in and week out.
Yeah, it's definitely been a blast, man, and it's good to have Scott over here now too, man. We were glad when Scott joined you guys and came on board. Hopefully, things go good. We've had couple test runs with the open setups. I think things look promising. Now with this transition and everything too, once we kind of get this down, I think it's really going to change things, and everything will be new next season, man, from broadcasting on down to races. So I'm definitely looking forward to it and hoping to be more competitive next season. And hopefully my schedule doesn't change and I'm able to run the full season.
Very much so, but I do want to say, Paul, very impressive what you were able to do tonight, coming home fifth, running that entire second segment without taking a pit stop. Just excuse me, good on you. Good on you for being able to do that.
I think a performance like that warrants both a Driver of the Night award.
Very much so. Very much so.
For me.
Yep. Both a Driver of the Night, Mr. Paul Zoda. But Paul, again, congratulations on a successful season for SOMO. From a broadcast standpoint, I know Sammy and Scott have done a great job all season long for you. I've been very impressed with what I've seen on track when I've been able to join on Thursday nights. My work schedule hasn't been the most stable, but just great action all through the season from you guys.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it, and I appreciate what you guys did for us this season. And hopefully we get together and rock this thing back out in 2019, man, and blow it out the water, man.
Absolutely. But I think the only thing that's left to do, Scott, is give a rundown of the finishing order. What do you say?
Hey, I'm
yes,
sorry.
sir.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yes, sir.
I just want to shout out to all the guys that came here and ran here at SOMO. All the guys that you see here, week in, week out. We got a lot of members here, a lot of drivers here that have been here for a bunch of seasons now, a couple of years, and it's really good to. They make it easy to run the league. You know what I mean? You don't have a whole lot of babysitting and stuff like that going on, and it's real nice to be able to come out on the track. Know you got a bunch of respectful guys out there, and obviously without them, we wouldn't even have the league. So even though we do things behind the scenes to keep it running, it's actually those guys that run the league, and it's good to see a lot of the same guys returning every year. Hopefully we get a few more new drivers that want to come and stick and stay. But my hat's off to all the guys here in the league, everybody that came out here and ran this season all year long, put all that time into it. I appreciate it, and you guys did a great job.
All right. Well, that's going to about do it for us tonight. The only thing that's left to do is just give a rundown of the final standings. Keith Mayato coming home with the victory. Adam Baker hanging on for second. Seth Hatchell for third. That is your final point standing as well for second and third, with Mayato, Baker, and Hatchell being in your chase. Samard finishing fourth in points, coming home sixth tonight. Mike Eames had a great run, coming home in fourth place in the race. Paul Zota, Bofa driver of the night, coming home in fifth place tonight. Andrew Melvin coming home for second. Jay Felton hanging on for ninth. Larry Hollowell, not the finish he was hoping for. Jay Felton coming home in eighth. Larry Holloway coming home in ninth, and Ron Hollyfield, the first one to put it on the hauler, coming home in 10th. Again, big congratulations going out to Mr. Two-Time, Mr. Keith Mayato, for defending his championship, winning second consecutive SOMO Cup Series. Looking forward to seeing what happens next season when they go to an open setup. Scotty, anything you got left to say?
I just want to once again reiterate that Keith Mayato, he's a beast, man. And I was talking with him earlier today. I was a little nervous about tonight, but I just told him to go out there and do what he's been doing all season. Been winning races, and that's what he did tonight. Brought home the championship. So I just want to congratulate him on his second consecutive championship. I'm going to try to follow your suit there in a couple weeks, Keith. But good job on doing that tonight, dude.
Sammy, anything you want to add in?
Yeah, it's been a fun season. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure calling these races with Scott. I know, Tony, you've had difficulties coming on Thursday nights because of your work schedule, but all in all, it's been a great season. We've seen a lot of action, seen a lot of exciting racing, a lot of drama. But it's sad to see the season end, but I know when the jewels come around in February, we'll be there, and we'll bring you more exciting action from SOMO once the season begins. And yeah, again, congratulations going out to Keith Mayato for retaining his championship. And I hope that the other three guys that were in the final four just come back next season and just put on just with their heads held high and just come back next season and just absolutely kill it, just like they did this season.
All right.
And I just want to say too that Sam, it's been a pleasure calling races with you every Thursday night for SOMO as well. And Tony, whenever you step in over here, it's always a pleasure calling the race with you, man. Like tonight. So I enjoy doing this stuff with you guys. Look forward to calling many more with you.
It's always fun to have somebody else in the booth for the rarity that I've been able to do that. But it's always great when I can come here and add to the broadcast with you guys. You guys really help make this broadcast what it is. Thank you both for doing this all season long, and looking forward to what 2019 brings.
Yes, sir. And to Paul Soda, I appreciate you letting me come back around, Paul. I know I was calling races here before, and then there was falling out with that channel as far as SOMO and that channel go. But good to be back on board here, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds for SOMO.
All right, that is going to about do it for us tonight. For Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, for Mr. Scotty Brinson, for Mr. Paul Zota, and the entirety of the SOMO admins, this is Tony Spasso saying we will see you Sunday night from Watkins Glen.
See you in February, SOMO, everybody.